Hello everybody, how y'all doing today? Mikey's back with a homemade dip experiment. My second attempt to make a vanilla flavored dip. Yes, vanilla. First attempt, it was weak. Very weak tasting, a little bit of bitterness in the background. It wasn't exactly pleasant. So I gotten some more sweetener, a little bit better flavoring, giving it a take two. Let's see what happens. So, made the homemade dip. It's a nice, mellow, natural. Now I've been playing with flavors. I got mint dialed in pretty well. The wintergreen was freaking amazing. It was almost too much wintergreen, but oh, if you like a lot of wintergreen, yeah, what I did to that one turned out pretty good. I'm getting vanilla flavor, vanilla scent. Anyway, it is stronger than the last time. It's not bowl me over vanilla, but it's there. All right, that's kind of, those of you who have seen the other videos, that's what my homemade dip looks like. All I did was use the cheap roll your own pipe tobacco. I used the natural kind with no additives, and I used that as my base. First attempt was mainly to figure out how to do it and get the process down. And now that I've achieved something that looks dip-ish, I'm going to give it one more try with the cheap stuff before I go buy some dark fired leaf and actual make dip out of dark fired tobacco. But until then, I'm playing with the flavorings. I got a vanilla smell. It's not real strong, but it's definitely there. And this stuff is very moist. Very moist. It was moist when I made it, and it's gotten even more moist adding liquid flavorings and sweeteners. So, and this stuff pinches incredibly well. That's too big of a pinch. Get that one down. That's still too big of a pinch. Oh well, who cares? It's a big pinch. Yeah, that stuff just pinches so stinking moist it just, nah. Let's see what we got. Have I achieved vanilla bliss or vanilla blunder? Hmm. Hmm. I'm getting sweetness. Sweetness, hint of vanilla. There it is. Vanilla's coming through now. Still, it's not a powerful vanilla. It's just, it's there. That was a big pinch. More than I'm used to. And it's holding together quite well, thanks to the moisture level. Next time I make some, I'm going to cut back the moisture level a few grams on the water just to accommodate for adding flavorings. Because all the flavorings I've been adding are in a liquid state. I have sweetness. I have a light vanilla flavor. That weird bitter taste I was getting the first time is not there anymore so far. The vanilla flavor actually seems to be growing a little bit, which is weird. I am getting some tingle in the gums, probably from the nicotine content. I inadvertently made this a moderate to high nicotine dip. I was a little heavy handed with the sodium carbonate. On a side note, for those of you who say, I like the flavor of this dip, but it doesn't have enough nicotine for me, you can adjust the nicotine content yourself. You can raise the nicotine content if you want to. All you got to do is take a little bit of sodium carbonate, just a pinch. For a can's worth, just a pinch. Sprinkle it in there, shake it up real good. Or if your dip's dried out a little bit, dissolve a pinch, not a lot. For a 100-gram batch of dipping tobacco, use anywhere from 4 to 10 grams of sodium carbonate for 100 grams. Your standard can like this is what, 32 grams? Where is it? No, 24 grams. Well, that's what this was. This was a pack can. Let me grab a non-pouch can. Convert ounces to grams. Yeah, 34 grams. 34 grams of moist tobacco. You're using 100 grams of dry tobacco when you start as your base. And there's a mouse in the attic. You little bastard. I'm going hunting after this video. Yeah, you better run. Mouse went scurrying across the floor up here. All the rain and cold weather is driving him inside now. Where'd he go? Sorry. I hate mice. Mice and rats. Snakes, spiders, I don't care. A mouse gets on me, I freak out and I squeal like a little girl. I swear. I hate them. I don't know where he went. I'm going to be looking over my shoulder the rest of the time I'm up here. Little bastards. Anyway, enough of the mouse. It's not there. I don't see it. I hate those things. If it was a snake, get out of here. Mouse, hate them. Don't know why. Always have. It's the one critter I can't stand. Rodents. Unless it's a rabbit or a squirrel. They're delicious. Now I keep looking at the corner. Dang it. Ruining the video, you little bastard. Anyway, 100 grams of dry tobacco. This is 34 grams of moist tobacco. An upcoming video, fine cut, Longhorn Natural. You add maximum 10 grams to dry when you're making it. So you just want to pinch for your can, just a little bit. You add too much and woo, man, you might hurt yourself. But yeah, either sprinkle it in, shake the can up, let your can air out for a day or two. If you smell a little bit of ammonia smell when you're mixing it up, it's working. You don't want to close it up. You want that ammonia off gas. If you're adding a little bit of water, dissolve the sodium carbonate in the water. Add your water, stir it up, and same thing. Let it off gas for a day or two. Otherwise, you're going to get a mouthful of ammonia. Not pleasant. Sodium carbonate. It's washing soda. Arm & Hammer washing soda is 100% sodium carbonate. Arm & Hammer baking soda is 100% sodium bicarbonate. Yeah, sodium carbonate, sodium bicarbonate. You can use baking soda, but it is nowhere near as effective as regular sodium carbonate. It costs you a few bucks for like a 3-pound box. That's enough sodium carbonate to last you several lifetimes. If all you use it for is making your own dip. I put some in a Rubbermaid container. That's my dipping supply. The rest of it's in the laundry room. I dump some in when I'm doing the laundry. It's a good laundry. It's a booster detergent for your laundry. Works out pretty good. But yeah, you don't use much. Put it in an airtight container because it does absorb moisture from the surrounding atmosphere and it will harden up over time. But yeah, if you want to increase your nicotine content of your existing dip, just like you're adding a little bit of salt from a salt shaker, just a little pinch over the top, mix it in. and then just let it off gas for a couple of days. It changes the pH of the dip, making more of the nicotine freely available to be absorbed by your body. That's all it does. If you read the ingredient list on commercial dips, they use sodium carbonate or potassium carbonate. Sodium carbonate is by far easier to get. Arm & Hammer washing soda at your grocery store. So that's what most guys who do their own dip use. There's your lesson. Easy peasy. I'm still getting vanilla. It's not real strong, but it's not weak either. It's, nice moderate vanilla flavor. I got the sweetness dialed in pretty good. It's got a nice sweet overtone to it. Almost reminiscent. Not quite as vanilla. There goes that mouse again. You little bastard. Sorry. Yeah, you better stay over there. Okay. Where was I? Not quite as vanilla as a soft serve ice cream. Vanilla soft serve. A couple notches down on the vanilla scale from that. And because I got so much in my mouth this time, it is creeping over my molars and I am getting floaters. But that's because I put it in a big honking pinch. Yeah. But all in all, I would call this a success or at least a great improvement over my first attempt. The first attempt, very weak vanilla, and I was catching some bitterness from the vanilla because I didn't add enough sweetener to counteract the vanilla bitterness. Straight vanilla extract, if you've ever tried some, it does have very bitter overtones. That's why when you're making cookies, they add a lot of sugar when you add the vanilla. That's just the way it is. It's staring at me. It's standing on a 2x4 in the corner and it's looking at me. Okay. Don't tell my wife I don't like mice. When I'm around her, I act like I'm not scared. But my dearest fears are going to run up my arm and I'll squeal like a little girl. Yeah. Anyway. Overall, I would call this a success. Looking at the mouse. Okay. Okay. Now, I'm sorry, guys. That mouse is tripping out. He's just sitting there staring at me now. Okay. Yeah. The vanilla flavor is actually holding quite well. It hasn't died off much at all. Still maintaining sweetness. I would call this, if not a success, a vast improvement over my first attempt. I might try adding a little more vanilla flavoring to the next batch I make and maybe up the sweetness a little bit since I'm increasing the vanilla. But all in all, this is a vanilla dip. Win-win. So, flavoring your own dip, it's not real hard as long as you use the right stuff. I tried vanilla extract the first time and it didn't matter. This is vanilla flavoring that they use in candies. Vanilla candy flavoring is what I used. That with some artificial sweetener, and it seems to be doing pretty good. I might add a few more drops of vanilla flavor next time and just bring that vanilla flavor up just a little bit more. And I think I'll be there. So yeah, doing pretty good. Okay. Anyway, this is Mikey and the rodent in the corner. I'm going to sign off now. I'm going to continue to enjoy this vanilla dip. You all take care. I will catch you later. Making sure you're still there. You all take care. Bye.